Hi, everybody, and thank you for being so patient and waiting. We're waiting on Hogarth. He was here, but having a little bit of difficulties with the computer, so he'll be popping on later. So we thought we'd just start until he gets here, and then we'll have him pop in. So thank you for waiting. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Deann, and this is my channel, Deann Shield Maiden Tarot. And today I'm so happy I get to have Mel Dore back from Africa with us, and so happy to see him back. And then Celtic Tarot-Sheila, who I've been watching since forever, probably a couple years before I even started this, I think, was watching her. And then Hogarth from Astrology, alert, he will be Global Astrology. He will be on in just a little bit. So I wanted to say too, if you guys will type hashtag manifest in the comment bar. If you are from the United States, I'm not shipping overseas, I'm going to be giving away a free bottle of Manifest oil for this show because it's kind of special because I get all these guys together. So I thought it'd be a good time to give away a bottle and do a drawing. So I wanted to discuss, first of all, oh, here he comes. Yay, you're here.
Hey there. So can you hear me, guys? I've had to come back on my phone. My laptop just refuses to start. It just, both of them now. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All
yeah,
right,
it's a little staticky, but we can hear you, so it's fine.
We'll get through it, Hogarth, because we want you here.
Yes, thank you. I mean, it's like, what can I do? Like, both of them have basically kind of like crashed in unison. I don't know why it's doing this. Let me just try one last time to see if I can get the thingy-majig to work. And I'm trying to stream. Oh, I need to stream. Oh, now it's working on the other.
You got it?
Let me just do here. 1 minute. Okay.
While you're doing that,
I'm going to enter on the other one. 1 second. Let me enter studio now. 1 second. And then I might be able to do it. Let me just leave 1 minute.
Okay, I got to get rid of you here, and then I'll get you on the other one. I'm going to remove you here. When he comes on the other one, I'll get him on.
Well, I'm just going to say Jambo to everybody.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, how was Africa?
Jambo is Swahili for hello. And that's all I learned. Africa was incredible. We went to Kenya and Tanzania. And when we were in on the Amboseli and Kilimanjaro, it was incredible.
So you had a good time. I seen you dancing. You sent me a thing with you dancing. What tribe was that you were with?
The Masai Mara. That particular camp, they were tents. And, you know, we had hot and cold running water, but it got cold at night. There's no heat because it's on the savannah, which is like a plain. And there's acacia trees, but, you know, and there's elephant grass, which is about a little less than knee high. And it's amazing when people say lions hide in that. And I think, how can a big lion hide in that? I found out you cannot see them until you're right up on them. But anyway, so there was only internet in the dining tent. And so we had hot water because in a lot of the camps they turn the internet and the electricity off at 11 o'clock. One of them, the water just got warm. It didn't get hot. But anyway, so there's no television and there's no entertainment. So they would play the drums and the people from the ladies from the Masai Mara tribe would dance. So every night they would have this little show, and I just started moving, and they grabbed me, and our whole group got up and started dancing. It was incredible. So
it looked like fun. It looked like you had fun. And then the pictures of the lions in the grass. I seen you saw a rhinoceros. And what was the coolest thing you think about your trip?
The last day in Nakoro, Lake Nakoro. That's a game preserve. We hadn't seen any rhinos. Well, in the Ngorongoro caldera, it's a huge volcano, and the caldera is just like 5-6 miles wide. And there's all kinds of wildlife there. But we saw a black rhino, but really, really from so far away, you couldn't even make it out. So we were like, we want to see a rhino. So on the last day, we were in and the game preserve in the Coro. And we were just about ready to throw in the towel. And all of a sudden, we see all these safari vehicles lined up, and there was a mother rhino and the baby.
Oh,
And so it
wow.
was incredible. And we started a chant beforehand. Talk about, psychic power and energy. Amanda, she's a psychic. She's going to start her own YouTube channel. I give her a little nudge. Anyway, so we made up this chant, give us a kiss, rhinoceros. So we kept chanting that. And all of a sudden, there's this rhino and a baby. So that was pretty incredible.
Wow.
My
The
favorite
power of visualization and manifestation right there.
My favorite animal was, a lot of people like the zebras. They're incredible animals. But my two favorite animals are the elephants and the lions. They were incredible. So elephants are amazing. And I found out that elephants actually give each other names. There's a certain vocalization that is their name. And that's how other members of the elephant family, they recognize them, but each one has a name. An elephant talk.
Wow. I heard that they will go back if one of theirs dies, that they will go back and visit it like we would visit the graves of our loved ones. And
their eyesight is really bad. And we did a hot air balloon ride above the Masai Mara savannah. The Masai Mara is the same as the Serengeti, except it's just an extenuation into Kenya as opposed to Tanzania. But there was a herd of elephants. And I think we were about 500 feet off the ground in the balloon. And we were probably about, 1,000 feet, maybe 2,000 feet from the elephant herd. And this big male, his ears were flapping. And the hot air balloon pilot said, the elephant cannot see this balloon, but he can hear my voice. From 500 feet in the air, 1,000 yards away, this elephant could hear. And so the elephant, you could see him listening, and then they started running because they were running from the sound of the pilot's voice. That was incredible. Their hearing is incredible.
Wow, that is such a cool experience.
They communicate also by hitting the ground. You can't hear them, but they can hear it. And so it's pretty incredible. I mean, lions are amazing. I mean, all the animals were. We saw lots of zebra, wildebeest, I think topi, jackals, puff adder, the most poisonous snake in Africa. Yeah, I got to see 2 puff adders. That was exciting.
Oh, wow.
A leopard, cheetahs. It was just so incredible. We hung out for half a day with the Masai Mara tribe. They danced for us, and it was just so cool. So.
That is so neat. Well, I'm glad you're back, and I'm glad you're back safe, and I hope to get to hear. I want to hear some more stories later about it. And today, you guys, we're going to be talking a little bit about politics, and we could throw some cards. I got my pendulum, and Mel, he can use his intuitive. But I thought I'd talk about first. Now, I ended up canceling the New York Times because I was getting the New York Times, and I noticed there was a lot of stuff negative about Biden. They were saying, like, they kept calling him Mr. Biden rather than President Biden. And it was kind of irritating me. And Pelosi, they had her on there, and they said that Pelosi was saying that she wanted Biden to reconsider his election run. Also, George Clooney, who last month hosted a $28 million fundraiser for him, is saying that. But however, later, Pelosi came back and said, I don't know what's happened to the New York Times, that they make up news. It isn't true. Later in the day, she told ABC News that she thought President Biden could win in November. So I'm wondering what you guys think about why is it that all the Democrats, rather than rallying together behind Biden like we should, why are they doing this? And why are they not asking Trump to step down when you've heard about the Epstein list that came out. He's all over there. He's everywhere in that Epstein list. I guess they got picture after picture after picture of him, plus being a convicted felon, a convicted you know, right, what he did to E. Jean Carroll. I don't know if I could say that, but, you know, and many more. So why is it that they are pushing so hard for him to step down? And is this going to have any effect on this? I don't feel it will. I think he's still going to win, but what do you guys think?
Can I comment on that?
Absolutely.
My feeling is the Trump camp and some of the people in his camp, you know, have a hotline to Moscow and Putin. And Putin is OKJB, and they specialize in misinformation. So I think they planted the story that Biden should step down because of the debate, blah, 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 blah. And then somebody told somebody, and somebody told somebody else, and it got to the Democrats. Okay, their idea, Trump's people, and I think Putin want to split the Democrats. They want a civil war within the Democratic Party, but it will not work. All right. Some of what the New York Times was reporting, in my psychic opinion, was misinformation that they had probably gotten from some of those sources. A lot of it's AI. So, you know, the same happened with Republicans. They were divided too. All right. My feeling is all this stuff about Trump and Epstein is going to bring his numbers down. But my guides have always said Trump's base will be Trump's base. That's not going to change. But, you know, their ploy, if you will, to make Biden look weak is not going to work. The Dems will get it together. And I'm so happy that Biden stood up and said, I am not going anywhere. And he's not. And he's going to win. I see the Dems finally sticking together and finding out what the ploy was to try to split the party and make Biden look weak. It won't work.
I don't think so either. What do you get? Did you pull some cards, Hogarth? Are you still looking at the cards?
Sure. So what's the question? What are we pulling on? Like,
is this going to work? Is all of this, you know, with the Democrats sitting there saying that, you know, they're trying to, a lot of them are going against Biden and saying he should step down. Is this going to work? Is that, or is he going to stay in the race and will he win? Or however you want to ask it. Go ahead.
So basically, the question is, will Biden stay as the candidate? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes. Right. Okay. All right. I'm not quite ready yet, though. What about you, Sheila? And I'll just see now. Now I've got the question clear in my mind.
Okay. So my first intuition thought, and I think we said this backstage, is the reason why we have so many news people going against Biden right now is because there is probably, and I'll guarantee it, there is somebody from each newscast, the billionaires and millionaires that are in and amongst Epstein's information.
And
therefore,
excuse me, and also getting their stuff from the Trump camp, who's getting ideas on how to make Biden look weak from Putin.
Yep.
And a lot of those heads of those news channels are Trump supporters. So I think they're the ones that are planting a lot of this as well.
Correct. How crazy is it for this country to start talking about a man who has of age versus a man who has lied? And now, if you go into the Epstein files, and if anybody wants to know how to find out and read these documents, these legit under oath documents and complaints that this Katie Johnson, just Google Katie Johnson versus Trump, it'll come up. And her definition is that she had done this, and how much they scared her and tortured her to drop it twice. Now, I could go on and on and on about this, but this is my intuition is the reason why they switched everybody. All of the news is because there's somebody back there that's on that list, and what they don't want is for us to the top of our about what's going on, and of course it's smashed. But what I got here, just for the reading, I got 7 of Pentacles, is that constant effort of lying. And that's what the news is right now. They have that constant effort of lying, but they're trying to get money. They're trying to keep their money. They're trying to keep their money. But what happened is their downfall is going to hold them up for a while. This is the downfall. So their ploys and their tactics haven't worked so far. They're not going to work now. And as soon as we get past all of this BS, the truth will come out. We will get solid behind Biden. And I am now on a platform for some reason. And I am preaching.
Go.
You know what, Sheila? I've got this Celtic Tarot. I've got the same soapbox, girlfriend.
There we go.
Look what I pulled. This means I asked to pull a card for Biden. It means triumph, victory, and Biden's got the strength to carry this through. So,
Okay.
The soapbox, Sheila. Don't give it up.
Okay.
How about you, Hogarth? Did you get your cards yet, or do you want me to go?
Yes. I've got my cards, so I'll just make sure everyone can hear me. Yeah, you can hear me. All good. Perfect. Yeah, excellent. All right. Well, very interesting card. So as usual, I pull 5 cards, and very often the second card can often appear like as the obstacle position, depending if the first card is positive. So if we look here, we have the King of Pentacles. Now, this is a card that very often comes up when we're talking about Duck L'Orange, yeah, aka Trump, yeah. But it's not just him. This can, because that's what I call everyone. I call him Duck L'Orange.
I love that. I'm going to use that Duck L'Orange.
Yeah, Duck L'Orange. Duck L'Orange. That's what I call him. But if we look here, we've got the King of Pentacles here. So it's not just him. This can be the moneyed interests. Yeah. So straight away we see here moneyed interests do seem to be a factor here. And it was very interesting because I think they shared it on Young Turks, and also someone sent me an email, but also as well, what's his name, Joe from MSNBC or whatever, but he got all the top CEOs of like these news companies, and it seems they're all Trump donors. How interesting. How interesting. Yeah. So here we see, yes, money is a factor, but this is also talking about established money and usually patriarchal money as well. Yeah. So that's already telling us something. Here you have the card in the card of celebration. Yeah. Coming together, 3 of Cups, etc. Where's turning up in the obstacle position. So in a way, this is kind of asking, well, who is celebrating, really? Who is celebrating this situation or this scenario in the news? And one of the things I think is important to say is that we now are in a click economy. Do you know what I mean? We're in a click economy. Clicks mean money now, mean ad revenue, etc., and stuff like that. So it's very interesting, wherever the feeding frenzy is, be it on the GOP side or the Democrat side, a lot of these news agencies are making money off it. Do you know what I mean? So that is a factor. So it's almost like they're celebrating, the money people are celebrating. But if you look here, look us in the middle card will somehow anchor the whole reading. And you see the Lovers are here. So I have to cover the naughty bits just for the algorithm. But here are the Lovers, and the Lovers is all about partnerships, making deals. But I also associate this card with economics and making financial deals as well. Yeah. So there is an element here of partnership with someone or something. The media may be being in love with someone or something, if you want to take it quite literally that way. But with what? Look at the card that comes out next. The Devil, just like Sheila got. So someone has made a pact. Yeah, the Lovers are about pacts. There seems to be a pact here with the Devil, doesn't it? I mean, how else can we describe that? And then the Outcome card. So a third major arcana card, I've got to cover the naughty bits again, is the World card. So this is, in a way, I feel like what these cards are saying, this is actually looking maybe at the whole media landscape as a whole, and I think we need to start examining the moneyed interests in media in general who are celebrating the discord. They've got pacts and economic relationships with the devil, yeah, in order to affect the whole world and the globe. Because, of course, this election truly is one of the most consequential elections in history. And how it goes will also decide the fate of the rest of the world. So that's my take. So, yeah, moneyed interests, it seems to be.
Well, I got foreign. I feel Russia, like Mel was saying, Russia has something to do with it. They've been taking down a lot of these bots that they have been spreading a lot of false information through X and all that. Yeah, they're trying to keep him out of jail. They're trying to keep him out of jail. They want to destroy President Biden's reputation. They're filled with a lot of hate. That's all they spread, their fear, their hate, and that's how they don't have anything that they tell you they're going to do for us. It's just hate this person, fear that person. So they do it to cause chaos. The chaos is what they want. You know, it's the point. So, but I feel there is going to be some changes. There's Biden's going to have some luck, some unexpected events. I feel like a lot of this too has to do with money. These people in power, they want, you know, they want the tax breaks. He promised them the tax breaks, you know, not us, but the rich. But I feel like they're trying to put obstacles and delays in Biden's way and try to make him frustrated and try to make him step down because they do fear him. But I feel like there's going to be a lot more people that are going to be surprised at how many people are loyal to him and that are going to continue to vote for him. In spite of it all, we all know what's riding on this. So that's what I got. And I did want to say, based on what you had said about the Russian disinformation, I got a note. The DOJ took down a massive Russian AI-driven bot operation on X. FBI officials said the AI-powered information operation out of Russia included nearly 1,000 accounts on X, formerly Twitter, pretending to be Americans. An AI-enhanced social media bot farm that spread disinformation in the U.S. and abroad is also spreading a lot of lies about Zelensky. So you're right, now that's a lot of it is what they're doing. They're trying to spread disinformation, and they have something in it for them to be behind Trump. They're not behind him because they love him so much. It's money.
I don't think it's love for him. We call it love. It is a connection to power.
Yes. And somebody said
pacts, the lovers. Yeah, lovers means pacts as well. And Sheila and I both got the devil as well. So interesting, that, isn't it? Very interesting.
Yes. And Susan Adams said, to answer your question, Deann, the people on Epstein's list own CNN, Fox, New York Times, etc. They're also donors to the Trump campaign.
There you go.
Wow.
Well, that explains.
Wow.
I think, as I said, a lot of these CEOs of the news, the so-called news companies, are Trump supporters. And I think that, you know, people from the Trump camp and the Putin camp with misinformation kind of trickled it down to those guys, okay? And the whole thing about, you know, with Biden being weak and it came from Trump camp. And then the Dems picked up on it. And, you know, the Dems, my guides tell me that you know, Putin and the Trump people want to cause chaos. You're right, Deann, in the Democratic Party. And I see that most of the Dems are still behind Biden, and most of the people are behind Biden. Yeah. So it's not going to work. This campaign of weakening the Democratic Party is actually going to end up biting Trump in the butt.
Yeah, it'll all settle down. I got that too. That it'll all settle down. People will stop saying that. They'll be back under, and just the realization once it was just a great big huge dust up for everybody.
Right.
Yeah. Yes. And if
Could I add
if he has-
something?
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Could this be, though, with all of this kind of conflict and stuff that's going on right now, could also the Dems take it as an opportunity, to regroup, strengthen up their defenses, etc.? Do you know what I mean? Like, take the challenge and maybe do a little bit like what France did. Like what happened with France. Basically, in the first round, everyone was surprised because, I'm always going to talk about astrology, guys. So sudden shocks and surprises. Uranus is in sidereal Taurus. Saturn is going retrograde, review, revise, reassess, all things with politics. So we saw the shock and the surprise of the far right winning the first round. And then what happened is the other political groups, they got together. They did some drastic moves, but they were able to kind of push the far right into third. So part of me, although there is a kind of like a crisis or quasi crisis at the moment, maybe the Dems can use it as an opportunity to regroup and maybe come back even stronger. That's just my little bit there.
I agree with you, Hogarth. I really do.
Yep. And I believe they will. I believe they will.
Well,
And even if I believe he's going to win, but even if he gets into power and then he beats Trump, and he will, we all have to vote. But even if he does, and then he has to step down because of health reasons or anything, Kamala is more than capable. She has accomplished more in the vice presidency than any vice president in history. And I have, if you go to the community page, a video that tells a long list of her accomplishments that nobody knows about.
and Biden has done more for this country than any president since 1962 or 63. But people
Yes.
are saying that Biden would get sick in a second term and would step down. I don't see that. I never did. I just don't. And I don't want, that's why I disagree with a lot of people in the community. I don't want to give that energy.
Right.
Because in giving that energy, it just gives energy to the Trump people to say, oh, he's sick, he'll never make it through a presidency.
Yeah.
The other thing I just picked up on, my psychic light bulb went on, about time, I'm teasing, is that the person that Trump picks for a vice president, everybody's going to be like, what? And so I think a big thing with the voters would be, okay, if Trump wins and something happens to him, do we want this person being vice president and the answer, or being president? And the answer is absolutely no. So he's going to pick a doozy, like, for a vice president.
I had a nightmare one night that it was Johnson. It was the Speaker Johnson. Is who he picked, and that's because he may be doing the same thing. Trump may be doing the same thing. He gets in there, he drops out, and Speaker Johnson then is now president, and we're screwed. But I had 3 or 4 months ago I got on my community page. It's like, guys, I just had a nightmare that Trump picked Mike Johnson. Now, Mike Johnson's name has been thrown around, and I keep on thinking, no, maybe not. And then they go, but I don't know, people. I think that Mike Johnson is probably his strongest pick.
That's what I was thinking. That would be quite logical.
What'd you say?
Quite logical. I was just saying it would be quite logical.
How do you feel, Mel, about it? Do you think that could be a possibility?
Well, I agree with Sheila, because I think that Johnson is sucking up to Trump, because that's exactly what Johnson once, and my light bulb went on again that behind closed doors, Trump probably said, well, if you do this for me and blah, 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 I'll choose you either as vice president or some high level cabinet position. So I agree with Sheila. And my guides have told me for a long time, who's running the House? Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump has made promises to Johnson that Trump won't keep, probably.
Right.
But Trump wants a puppet to say, yes, sir. Okay, sir. Whatever, sir. And that is Johnson. He is a puppet.
Yeah. Yeah. But I feel some dirt coming out on him later on, you know.
There's going to be a lot of dirt coming out on him.
Yes, and he tries to be the uber Christian guy, but you know, somebody who has their teenage son keep control of their, you know, viewing habits of, you know what, you know, is just something's off about him. I just feel something off about him. But yeah, I can see why he'd do that, Sheila.
Yeah, Mike Johnson, as soon as he showed up on the stage and he was, you know, like the star, I felt slimed.
Yes.
That's all I can think. I'm like, I just feel gross knowing this guy. It was it's awful.
There's this saying we have in Chicago called skeeve. It means, ugh.
Exactly.
Oh, skeeve. That's a good name.
Isn't it? Oh, that's Johnson's name. I'm going to call him Skeeve.
Sabrina Fell says, what is going to happen to Justice Thomas now that he's being investigated? It was even on Fox News. They're wanting to criminally investigate him for all this money that he's been spending.
My guides told me that Clarence Thomas is going to be indicted, and he's going to be charged criminally and indicted, and I see a trial for him. And I wonder if he wanted to take I wonder if he wanted to take it to the Supreme Court, how that might work out. Those justices use themselves.
Well, I think they have a few.
Are we reading on that then? Are we reading on John?
Let's go ahead and read on that. Let's go ahead and read on that.
I take perverse pleasure in seeing Clarence Thomas catch his Waterloo. That's my take on it. I see a couple of justices being impeached.
Me too. I was just that.
And if they're smart, if Thomas is smart, he'll get off the court. If he does get off the court, he'll probably be after the election, but he's going to say it's due to ill health. Well, here's my BS bell. That'll just be his excuse to get off the court.
Very interesting. Wow.
I see him indicted, and I see, indicted just means that they're formally charged with crimes, and I see him indicted with at least 5 or 6 felony counts or more, and I see him going to trial, and he's going to be found guilty. He's going to be convicted.
I see. It's Thomas. Be convicted.
My goodness.
I think he's thinking that he can wait till after the election, because then if Trump is elected, Trump would pardon him. But I see that blowing up in his face.
Let's see.
You want me to go with my cards, or
you go ahead, Emina.
Do you have yours, Hogarth?
No, you go ahead.
I'll go after you, Sheila. I'll go after you.
I said my piece, so.
Well, I agree with you, Mel. I've always believed Biden's going to win the thing, and they're going to go directly into some impeachments. I do see the Magician and the 4 of Pentacles. Now, the Magician is that skilled. He has been on that bench, and he has been using his powers of skill to do whatever he wanted and whatever they wanted him to do. He has been manipulating this country for so dang long. He has just hoarded onto that position. Now, the weirdest part about this feeling, I picked these up, is that he's even kind of sick of his own self. He's really sick of his own self. He's doing this for so long. It's like his heart is rotted, and he knows it. I don't know why that came up. I don't know where that came from. But I have also the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles, meaning that he was a poor man that wanted big money. He was a poor man who wanted big money. So money has always been his lure. You know how you put something in front of a whatever, I keep on thinking, I see the dog races, and I don't know why. That's a horrible picture. But anyways, the King of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. It's the money and everything that he's done is giving him more stress than it's worth. I get the Eight of Cups for him leaving, and this could be literal or the end of who he is and what he's doing, and his money and his lucrative operation. What he has used, literally used the Supreme Court for his lucrative business. This is a business deal with him.
I think 2 or 3 of those justices have, and that's all going to come out. This dark money and all that, and how a lot of Trump's people met with these justices before they even heard the case about immunity, and about how a lot of these big business people and the ultra-right so-called Christian people met with the justices and gave them stuff under the table to overturn Roe v. Wade. That's all going to come out.
What'd you get, Hogarth?
Okay, so pulled 5 cards, of course, as usual. And then as I was shuffling, one card, the first card fell out. So, of course, the first card symbolizes what the reading is all about. And look at this. It's the 6 of Pentacles, and it's pretty obvious, isn't it? Money changing hands, quite literally, the money changing hands. So here you can see Spirit has just been very eloquent here and has just really kind of summed it up. In fact, this one card basically pretty much sums up what Justice Thomas has really been about, which kind of concurs what you guys have been saying. So he's been in it for the money, but so what is the 6 of Pentacles about? The 6 of Pentacles, you see here the wealthy merchant who is handing out money to the beggars. So even though these are justices, there are people above them, the billionaires who are doing all the holidays and stuff, handing them the money to do their bidding. So even though, and just in case we weren't sure about that relationship, look at my second card, which is the obstacle card. It's actually the justice card. So you see, they've literally, justice has been bought off. You can see it's very obvious, isn't it? Bought off. Justice has been bought off, and they're in the Supreme Court. So yes, he's definitely been bought off, and a lot of them have as well. Particularly when we look at the card that's in the middle, we've got Pentacles showing up again. And the Knight of Pentacles is often referred to as the loyal knight. He's the one that does his duty and puts one foot in front of the other. So you can see this has been a long campaign in terms of Justice Thomas. But remember, these are lifetime appointees as well. But the shadow of this card is also the mercenary. So they're justices, but they're also mercenaries. For who? Yeah. The donors, the one that are paying them the money. However, in his future, yeah, well, exactly. Whoever, and you know, there is so much. I think this is what's going to emerge, is how much big business influences a lot of things. If we look here, though, look what's coming up in his future. We have a tower moment here. So this investigation could be the beginning of something. However, Biden has to win, or the Democrats have to win, whoever it is, in order for that to come to fruition. But look, it is suggesting there is a tower moment for him coming up. But then the outcome card here, we have the High Priestess. Now, normally this can be quite a positive card, but when we're talking about these political shenanigans and stuff like this, this is talking about the behind the scenes, the manipulations, the machinations that happen there. So basically, he's going to be doing all of his scheming, like with all the dark money, doing its scheming to try and keep him in position. But I think it's going to take another Democrat win in order to bring about that tower moment for Thomas and his ilk. That's what I would say.
I got the Wheel of Fortune. There's going to be some changes and some unexpected events. His karma is coming for the things that he did. There's going to be some conflicts, arguments, and tension within, with him and the house. But I see death card, him saying goodbye. He's
Wow.
gonna be out. And I do feel this is for bad news. This is bad news. And for the malicious behavior that he's done, they're gonna find out who all he was connected to. We know one of the guys, but there may be more who is connected with this. People have lost their trust in him, and they're going to find out that he lied, and they're going to find out the truth. So I see this being the end of him. And so, yeah, I'm not getting good cards for him either. And who was this?
What was that comment that you had about the AOC? I forgot. You said that
I got this one up here for you, Mel, because you were talking about that you had predicted this about the Ukraine getting the F-16s before we went on the air. So I wanted to show everybody that you had predicted that before.
I've been predicting it since the war started, that I saw them getting airplanes when everybody was saying they wouldn't. And I'm like, I see them getting fighter planes. So there you go.
Oh, look at this.
As I say, I'll real quick, NATO, I've been following a lot of the creators who are at the NATO thing right now, and they've been kind of reporting, and NATO literally said that they had to meet a criteria because the people have to be taught how to fly them. And once Ukraine was able to prove that they have enough people here, to be able to be taught how to fly them, then they gave them the okay that they were going to get them. So I was just passing that on.
Good.
Is this the one you're talking about now?
Yeah. Now, who's the AOC?
And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Right. Oh, yes. Open impeachment articles against Thomas and Alito. They mention how Thomas's wife was involved, in Jan 6th. Oh, absolutely. Ginny Thomas was one of the main architects of January 6th. She really was.
It might not go anywhere just yet, because in order to the articles of impeachment can be drawn up, but there has to be a majority in the House that votes for that. And right now we know who controls the House by a very slim margin. So it might not go anywhere, but after the election, when the House goes back to Democrats and we take the Senate again, then I see articles of impeachment drafted again. I just think that what's happening with AOC is that she is just almost using this as a litmus test. I don't think there's any Republicans in the House that will vote for it, but the Dems will. Yeah. So,
Mike Johnson won't even pick it up. He won't even do anything with it.
No, he won't. That's the whole point. He won't.
Yeah.
But once he's gone, then I see the next speaker like Hakeem Jeffries picking it up.
Lorraine said, I said it years ago that Trump made a deal with the devil and the devil is calling in his debt.
The devil doesn't even want Donald Trump.
He makes the devil look bad, not bad enough.
No. The devil wants his debt, but the devil is taking everybody around him. He goes, I don't only get Trump's soul, I get everybody's soul.
Correct.
And that's who he has been taking. Everybody goes down.
That was very good, Sheila. I agree with that.
Well, I don't even think the devil trusts Donald Trump. I think even the devil is like, you know what? I need to put you in a corner because he doesn't honor any deals, any contracts that he's had with anyone. And I think the devil's knocking at the door going, you've not paid me. Come on. Where's my money? Yeah, because Trump doesn't pay anyone, not even the devil. Honestly, I don't even think the devil trusts
the devil is known as the devil is known as the great. The devil is known as the great deceiver. So I think the devil's looking at Donald Trump, shaking his or her head, saying, that man is just not smart.
Well, the devil is a liar, so he's probably telling Trump, you're doing a good job, honey.
Of course.
Yeah.
Keep on doing it. I mean, you're winning. You're winning.
Exactly.
You're one of my best men.
Yeah, exactly. You and Putin, man, you guys are on top.
Until they're
all right. What's the next question we got? We get goofy.
Mimi said, I wrote the DNC and told them they better get on the right side of history. Yes, Mimi Rose. Okay, let me see. We got one here.
Hi, Mimi.
I know, I love Mimi.
She's
Mara
in
said, isn't she? I've gotten to be good friends with her. I've gotten to be close to her. She's like a big sis. Will the U.S. Congress get it right and raise the food stamps and the cost of living where people can afford to live?
I do see them raising the food stamps and the cost of living wage. The answer is yes, but it's going to be after the election. What I also see coming is legislation to stop the price gouging. And so that a lot of the big grocery stores can no longer price gouge. Stop the price gouging with the oil companies and all of that stuff. So I see legislation, as I said, being passed. The other thing, I'm getting off this topic here a little bit, but my ADD is kicking in, is that I see legislation being passed so that Supreme Court justices will have term limits and they'll no longer be appointed for life. I see that changing as well. So I think out of all this chaos, there will come a lot of positive laws to prevent people like Trump and rogue presidents from doing the things that they've pulled. So I do see a raise in food stamps and a raise in the cost of living, absolutely, with wages.
I also see some real restrictions on the Supreme Court where they have to have ethics. Right now they're just rogue, and there has to be an ethics. They can't just say it's constitutionally this, that, and the other, and then spill out lies. That they just can't.
They made the Constitution unconstitutional. That's what fried me. And I also see, I agree, legislation coming to where, if, like Clarence Thomas is taking a ride on Putin's helicopter and doing this and doing that. I see that there's going to be legislation being passed where if they take money like that, that it's a felony, and that they will be held responsible and tried for that with stiff fine and prison sentence. That's what I see coming.
No matter who is in the Congress, the House of Representatives or Senate, DOJ has to then take action onto that. I think that needs to switch over to the DOJ every time.
Another system of checks and balances coming, that if there's something awry with the Supreme Court, that they'll no longer have all the power that they have. And there will be ways, like with Roe v. Wade and like presidential immunity, where there can be another court almost commensurate with them. I don't know how to work exactly, but to also hear those cases. So I see that a lot of the power, some of the power of the Supreme Court being, I see their power being more limited.
Diluted. Yeah, diluted. And well, we did it to ourselves. We gave that Supreme Court, 9 people, the room and the way to just rule the whole country. We gave it to them.
Well, that was based on ethics, and that was based on the fact that they're supposed to be nonpartisan, and all of that stuff. And it just shows how Trump has created this tribalism in America. That's right. I see an end to this tribalism.
Yeah. Hogarth, are you awake, hon?
I am.
Need some coffee?
No, I'm just waiting for my turn.
We're on our soapboxes here. Just smack us and tell us to shut up.
The people go ahead, Hogarth, about you, so I thought I'd ask.
No problem. I was just waiting for my turn. So, in terms of with the food stamps and stuff like that, because that was the question, wasn't it? So will the US Congress get it right and raise the food stamps and the cost of living wage to where people can live? So the cards that I got here, so first of all, look, this looks very positive. We've got the star card has arrived, and this time we're talking about the people here. So I'm going to, I need to cover up the little boobies, but here we're talking about the people. So whenever I'm talking about politicians, I interpret this card as the narcissist. So very often this actually shows up for Duck L'Orange. But here we're talking about ordinary people. So this, for me, it reverts back to its original meaning, which is about renewal, hope. This is literally the card of hope, the star. So there's some hope, guys. Yeah, there is some hope. If we look here, this time I don't consider this to be in the opposing position, because the first card was very positive. So here we see partnership, people coming together, making deals and stuff like that. So in terms of that, seems to be quite positive so far. But I think it is conditional, of course, on a Democrat win. We already know what the GOP's plans are. Yeah, and of course, if Duck L'Orange wins, you know, it's all over. If we look here, though, in the middle card, we have the Queen of Wands, and wands deal with passion, you know, energy. Very much the Queen of Wands is about bringing people together and exchanging of ideas. And here you can see the little black cat here, which symbolizes her intuition. So I think this is leaders of communities, particularly women, bringing people together. But this could also as well be women in Congress, and I would imagine AOC in particular, because she does have a humble background. She was a waitress, from what I understand, before she actually ran for Congress and stuff like that. So I can imagine this, for me, is very much an AOC type character, or people like her. If we look here, we've actually got quite a positive card here, which is the positive emotions overflowing. So we see there's a narrative here. So there is a narrative of hope, people working together, inspired women coming forward to, you know, give joy. But the outcome card here, it will take a leap of faith. Quite literally, it will take a leap of faith, because there is such a culture, unfortunately, where, shall we say, the moneyed elites have held their sway for so long that, isn't it interesting, isn't it? There's lots of money for many things, lots of money to bribe justices and this, that, and the other. But when it comes to feeding ordinary people, they always go, oh, there's not enough money. There's no cash. And it's not true. We've seen there's limitless amounts of money when they want to spend the money in the right place. So this is going to take a leap of faith. But I hope America does take that leap, because it will lead to a brighter future. So
okay,
that's my.
Well, yeah, the party of fiscal responsibility has the president who has racked up the national debt more than anybody else, you know, when they don't have money for the poor, to help the poor. I get that when Joe gets in, we are going to say goodbye. Things are going to change. This is death and rebirth. Things are going to be different. I feel like he's going to search for a way. He's going to search for a way to find a way to help the people. He is going to work with people to get rid of all the price gouging and the people who have just been stealing from us. You know, they got it when they could, and they never lowered the prices due to, you know, the pandemic. So he is going to get together with people and make laws to stop the people that are stealing from us. I feel like our burdens and struggles are nearly complete. I do feel like there's going to be justice in the end. I did my pendulum and entertainment purposes only, because time you can't always be right on, entertainment purposes only. But I get sometime in the spring, like in March, April, May, right around in there, that there are going to be some changes made, and things are going to start looking brighter. So that's what I got. And
if Trump wins, and he's not going to, but if he does, Hogarth, scoot over, because I'm moving to London.
Me too. Yeah, you got, how much room you got in that place of yours? You know, you got a wall, we'll bring a ladder. We don't care.
I'll start building my Noah's Ark right now.
Exactly. Now, before we go,
all of you are welcome. I mean, I've got quite a small flat, so I'd have to find space
You're sleeping with
space
your
for all of you.
I don't take
But,
up much space. By the way, Hogarth, I love that ceiling behind you. That is so cool. It's
thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's my little light projector, which everyone knows about my little light projector stuff. And yeah, I mean, we are in politically globally, we are really in very, very significant times, and there's a lot going on with the astrology. We also have to watch out as well for the next couple of weeks. Uranus and Mars are both going to be, in fact, Uranus is already there, Mars is coming up. They're both going to be on the fixed star called Algol. Yeah, you may have heard some astrologers talk about this, but in case for you guys that may not know, Algol is known as Medusa's head. So it's known as the demon star. I don't want to spook everyone out, but this is what this star is known as. All the astrologers, you learn about certain fixed stars, and everyone knows about Algol. So it is a very treacherous star. It is associated with decapitation, but it can also deal with people losing their heads. Yeah, people losing their heads, not only physically, but figuratively. And it can be, now Uranus is sudden shocks and surprises. Mars can be violence as well. Mars can also be strategy as well. He's not always a completely bad planet. But when you've got the two together on that fixed star, now this is already starting to happen, but it reaches its peak in the RNC/GOP convention, which goes from the I think it's from the 15th to the 18th. So we're coming up in this week. So that's why I said that there might be something unusual that happens in that convention, but it's not just applying to them. It's applying to society and leaders as well. So I would just caution everyone, just be aware, be on guard. And remember, Uranus is sudden shocks and surprises. You can never quite predict the way that he's going to go. You think it's going to go one way and it goes the opposite. Do you know what I mean? So let's be aware of that energy as well, especially for the next couple of weeks. That's when the conjunction is at its closest. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. Let's put it that way.
Uranus sounds like some 6 of the justices on the Supreme Court. You think they're going to go one way and they go the other.
Yeah. No kidding.
Well, yeah.
So shall we call Uranus SCOTUS? I don't know.
We'll have to see what Uranus brings, but yeah. So just be ready for that. That's the energy of this literally from today's the 10th of the 7th. So yeah, that conjunction is pretty much perfecting. And when Mars hits that star, because this star is around about 1 degree of sidereal Taurus, I think it hits the star from the 12th, 13th, I think it's when it hits the star. So basically just before the RNC convention. But we need to also look at other political stuff as well and other political characters.
I have a question about that. Okay, about his astrology, and this will be quick. Now, I am being more and more, the older I get, the more sensitive I get to the earth and the energies and everything like that. When I come out of June Gemini, I go into Cancer. Is this a real thing? Because I literally feel like I am wearing a jumpsuit of Cancer with the emotions and the feelings and stuff like that. And then I move into, Leo, and all of a sudden I want to, rule the world again. Is this a true thing? Is this something that happens to people who are just literally making sure that they are in the energy of the world and what's going on? Can you feel like
it depends. It depends on a person's sensitivity. It really depends on a person's sensitivity, and also as well, it depends on their chart, which planets they're more sensitive to. So, like for example, this is really, really quick. When I was in Gran Canaria a while ago, and once upon a time, the old astrologers, because they didn't have software, they would rely on their bodies to tell them when the planets had changed sign. And I thought, oh, that's a bit extraordinary. Well, I doubt that would ever happen to me. Anyway, I was waiting for Saturn to change sign, going from sidereal Capricorn into sidereal Aquarius. I was asleep and I woke up and my shins were tingling. I had pins and needles in my shins, so from my lower knee down to my ankles, and it woke me up. And I was like, oh my God, what's this pain here that I'm feeling? What's this tingling? And then I was like, wait a minute. The Aquarius represents the shins on the body, represents the lower knee down to the ankle, is associated with the sign Aquarius. I got out of bed. This was about 4:30 a.m. in the morning. I checked my software and I saw that Saturn had just changed signs at that time where I was getting the pins and needles. So it depends on a person's sensitivity. So it depends, but there are seasons of the sun, of course. And when the sun is in certain signs, yes, people can literally feel that energy. So yeah, you're not imagining it. And usually as we get older, we can often become even more sensitive to those energies. So there'll be something in your chart doing that.
I'm starting to notice it more and more. And now there's a question here. Can we get a Shakespeare in this, please?
Yeah,
The Shakespeare question was about Trump, wasn't it? About what is going to happen with him? I think that was way back when. No, yeah?
What? Yeah. What? Who do we want Shakespeare's opinion on? I've got the book. So for those that may or may not know, I will ask someone who's part of the team here tonight will tell me where to stop in Shakespeare's book. But who do we want Shakespeare on? Is it Justice Thomas that we want it on, or Sheila? You're the host. You let us know what you want Shakespeare's opinion on.
Can we do it for both?
Yeah, we can do it for both. I'm all yeah.
So Justice Thomas and who else?
And how do you say? What do you call him?
Duck L'Orange.
Oh, Duck L'Orange. Okay.
We'll have since Mel probably has never done. Have you done? I don't know if he's done this, but we'll have him pick the numbers or the stop. Do the
I
stop.
just say stop. Okay.
Yeah. So let's do it on Thomas actually, because that was the last kind of detailed read, wasn't it? And he looks like he's the one that's got stuff coming up. So all right, Mel, I'm going to be flicking through this book now, and you just tell me where to stop, and this will be the Bard's opinion on Clarence Thomas.
Stop.
All right, here we are. This is interesting. So this is from The Merchant of Venice. And the Bard says, the motions of his spirit are as dull as night. Yeah. The motions of his spirit are as dull as night. And the next one here is from As You Like It. It says, I was searching for a fool when I found you.
Perfect.
Wow. The GOP was looking for a fool and they found him.
Yeah, that's it. He's their fool. But isn't that interesting?
Isn't it amazing? The Merchant of Venice came up because it's about him getting the money.
Getting the money. Isn't it interesting? Yeah, literally, the Merchant of Venice. The motions of his spirit are as dull as night. And they were looking for a fool when they found him. They wanted to find a useful idiot that they could bribe. It's amazing. You see, the Bard never fails.
I love it.
You gonna do Trump now?
Well, yeah. Oh, what was it? Yeah, let's do Trump. One more and do Trump.
All right, no problem.
Go, Sheila.
Okay, let's do Duck L'Orange. So Sheila, Sheila, do you want to go for it? Okay. So this is the Bard's opinion on Trump. Now we've done Trump before, but let's see what he has to say today. So you tell me where to stop, Sheila, and then.
Now, stop.
Oh. All right, let's have a look.
We wait with bated breath.
I know, we're like.
Oh, this is very interesting.
Woo.
All right. This is very interesting, these 2 pages here. So this is from Othello. So one page says, a curse of marriage, that we can call these delicate creatures out and not their appetites.
Stormy Daniels.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. And then on the next page here, and this is from Much Ado About Nothing, says, I had rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
Whoa.
Now, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Because the bard is here, he's talking about relationships. He's talking about relationships, and he's talking about this treachery. This is the insincere lover. And doesn't that feel like Duc L'Orange is very much like that? This insincere lover, particularly with his bass. And so you see, the bard didn't cuss him outright because he's saying he's actually being very sly here. But I find that very interesting. A curse of marriage, that we can call these delicate creatures out and not their appetites. Oh, very fascinating. There we
When
go.
you said that, I thought I would rather hear my dog bark at a crow than listen to his voice one more time.
My guides have always told me that the women will bring him down and Stormy Daniels will bring him down. So that process has begun.
It has. It has.
Well, before I do the drawing, Hogarth, I had to show you this. Lorraine says, Hogarth, so handsome. First time seeing you without your protective glasses.
Thank you. That's very kind. Thank you.
So I'm going to go ahead, you guys. I'm going to show you first. Before I do the drawing, I'll show you real quick. I'm going to try this share screen. And let me show you here. This is for, before I do the drawing, I'm going to show you, this is the website. It's manifestshop.net. And you can go on here and you can pick out one of these or one of the favorite oils. You click it, it'll tell you what it is. You can book a reading on here, get a gift card, or you can hit shop all. And if you hit shop all the different products I have right now, I keep adding more and more things to it are on here, and you can just click on them. If you want to know what it is, it'll tell you all about it, and it's just like Amazon, and then it'll give you some other ideas that you might like, be interested in also. So that is what the website looks like. Yeah, I made that all by myself. I was so happy. I stayed up 24 hours to figure that out. I know. I've got mine. I use it every day. I use a different one every day.
Let me give a testimonial. Let me give a testimonial if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Deann sent me 5 oils, and I put on my wrist every morning. And one is for abundance and protection, all this and that. So when I started putting this thing together, well, a group of us are putting this together, our event in Chicago at the end of September. I was like, okay. And I just had the faith in it. And, you know, went through a little slow period, but I just kept the faith. And we only have right now, I think, 11 more openings. So it's almost sold out. So I am sure that oil, I'm convinced it works.
I know it works. I had one lady who sold her house 2 days after using it. I have another, because it's your faith. Yeah. It's you're using your visualization. It's a tool. It helps you to visualize every time you use it. And I had one who was having trouble getting clients. She used it, got 3 calls that day. Another one who couldn't sell her art, who came back and told me she sold her art, and this person wants to have her as a regular art dealer at her place. And I've gotten many more things like that. So it works, but it's you are the magic. You know, you believe in it. And sometimes we don't visualize things, or we don't meditate, or we don't have time. So this is something I keep in my pocket. I've got my crystals, my oils, my herbs all with me. And anytime I feel like I need money, I need a confidence, I need whatever, I put that on. So when I go to drive to the convention, when we go to the event, I'm going to have my protection oil, because it'll be my first time driving in downtown Chicago. So I'll have that on to get me there safe and sound. And I'll have my confidence oil whenever I feel like I need a little confidence. It works. I'm telling you, it works. So if you want to try it, I'm going to give a free one.
I'm sitting on my kitchen counter in a little bag, and there's all 5 of them. And every morning I go through my little ritual, and, you know, I set the intent for the day, and it works. It absolutely works. So everybody, I get this oil. It's incredible.
You know what I do,
Very
Mel? I have my pendulum and I'll put all the ones in front of me and I will ask sometimes. When I don't know what I need, I'll say, which one do you want me? I'll ask my guides to use and they will point at the exact one that I needed that day. So anyway, just an idea for those of you who have multiples, you can use your pendulum to choose your oil for you that day.
You know what I do? I just use them all. I cover every, I got all covered.
Are you gonna do Deann? Are you gonna do the drawing? You're
Right.
doing a drawing, correct? And
Right
what
now,
do they have to put in something in the chat for that to happen, or?
Yes, thank you. For the ones who got here a little bit later,
Yeah.
I want you to put hashtag manifest. And then I will go ahead. You got to be up in the United States, though. I did this with Lena, and she was on, and I got an Australian who won. And the problem is it costs me more to mail it to them than the oil costs. And it's so until I can figure out a way to do it a little bit less expensive, it's just in the USA for now.
Make sure you put the hashtag manifest.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I've got to run because I've got to go do something. But so let me get this straight. So out of the names in the chat, you're going to do a drawing and give away an oil, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're just going to do one, or how many are you going to do? One.
I was just going to do one this time.
Okay. So what I will do is, I've got to run, and it's been wonderful being with you, Hogarth and Sheila and Deann. Thank you. Let's do this again. I really love it. But what I'm going to do is whoever's name you pull, I will give a half-hour reading to.
Oh, wow. That's so nice.
Wow.
Okay. So cool. All right. And so everybody too that comes to the convention in Chicago, I will have roller bottle samples for all of you. And I will have samples for all of you to try. The samples will be a gift to you. And I'll be giving some away as gifts for the drawings. And we'll have all of them for you to try too. So the 11 people that we do not have come, please come. We're going to have a good time. I'm so looking forward to it. So thank you, Mel, and let's do it again sometime.
I love this. I love being on with Sheila. I love being on with you, Deann, and I love being on with Hogarth. It's fun.
Thank you.
Well, look at this.
Collaboration.
Look at this before you go. Look at this. So Mel and I have met face to face. He's going to go to London and he's going to meet Hogarth face to face.
Yeah.
And he's going to be face to face with Deann. So he's a powerful manifestor. Let's follow that lead.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I've got to run. I love all of you. It's a pleasure. And everybody that's been watching and supporting us, we love you. Thank you. And continue to give your loving support. And we'll keep doing this. You all support out there is what keeps us going. So
yes.
Absolutely.
I got to run.
And make sure that you're putting the hashtag manifestation or it won't count. You have to have the hashtag in there.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. Okay,
All
I'm
right.
going to share screen.
Bye-bye. I need to dash as well. Oh,
all right.
Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Well, before you go then, I was going to do that real quick. Before you go, is there any announcements you want to make? And please, I want to tell everybody, subscribe and like and subscribe to Mel and to Hogarth and to Sheila. They're awesome. And I'm getting close to 6,000. So help me to get there. And then we'll have a party and I will have some more giveaways. So
Sheila.
the book, you got his book. I've been reading it.
I'm sorry. Did I get distracted?
Yes. Tell them about your book real quick before you go.
Thank you. Well, thank you. Well, if you guys are interested, of course, in getting the book, it's had wonderful reviews. So I just want to thank everyone who has left a review. And they're not all people that follow my channel either. It's been all over, and so it's been spectacular for that. So thanks so much for that. If you would like to go for it, it's called The Candid Guide to Neo-Vedic Astrology. And I think the next thing will be, oh, thank you, that's so kind. I think the next thing that I'll do though will be the illustrations that are in the books. I think I'll do them as separate things so people can have them as posters, yeah, or at least
Oh.
A4 size so they can have the detail because
He did it. He
yeah,
drew
yeah,
this.
yeah,
I
yeah.
want a poster. I would absolutely.
I think that's what I'll do next, just so that people can have them like at the scale at which they were created. Because of course you create them at a certain scale, and in the book, you know, they become smaller, so you can lose a little bit of the detail. However, in the Kindle, you can actually zoom in, so it's not a problem. But I think that would be the next stage. But I just want to thank everyone for that. Everyone's really enjoyed it. And it's not just about you and your life as well. It will tell you about your family and stuff like that as well. And your relationships. You know, if you want to know about your husband, yeah, or someone wants to know about the wife, or you want to know about your brothers, your sisters, your mother, father, all in there as well. So thanks so much. And that was very kind of you, Sheila. She's always got that book there.
Well,
She just
I have learned the reason why I never got along with my sisters. I mean, I understand it completely now.
Easy to understand. I love it that it's easy to understand, because when you first said you were doing an astrology book, I thought, oh, it's going to be over my head, but I'm going to read it, you know, but it's very easy to understand and explain very, very well. And I love the charts and everything. You did an excellent job. And I know that had to take a lot of time, and please support Hogarth and get that book. You're welcome.
Thank you. It took a lot of energy, but that's books. Books are marathons. They are. And it was, you know, it's a labor of love, but it was an opportunity as well for me to share a lot of the insights and experience. Because, you know, I have been doing astrology for a long time. I mean, I did start when I was 8. So I mean, I did have a little bit of a time start on most people, but I had to find a way to make it accessible, to have the important details, but just so that people can understand it, because Vedic astrology, it is very complex. But in another level, it's very simple as well. But when it's about people's family, when you understand that Mars is your siblings and your brothers in particular, but that Venus can also be your sisters, and then Mars becomes your sons, you know, and Venus becomes your daughters. It all starts to make sense. So thank you. That's very kind. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Hogarth, and everybody, please support him. And if you want to if they want, they email you? I can't talk. Do they just email you for a reading if they want to get their own Vedic astrology reading, personal reading?
Oh, absolutely. So the best way is just to email me via my website. That's the best way, because that doesn't have so much traffic. Do you know what I mean? So if you're reading stuff like that, go to my website, and that goes to a completely separate email, and that's nice and easy, and all of that stuff there. So everything's on my website. But thank you, ladies, for well, thank you for the both of you, and thank you, Deann, for being such a gracious host as always. And I'm sure the three of us, and including Mel, will all be back together again soon. So it was a pleasure, and thanks so much.
Oh, yes, I have. Look at this. These are all notes I typed up of questions. So I think I have plenty. I think they're keeping us pretty busy with questions. So we'll do this again. Thank you, Hogarth.
All right.
You take
Bye-bye.
care.
Bye-bye, everyone. Big love.
Bye-bye. Okay. And then now I'll do the drawing, Sheila, and then I want to ask you about what's going on with you before we go and everything.
You're going to have to help him out there, dude.
Oh, do I need to help him? Okay. I got him. Okay.
Or not. Maybe not.
All right. So let's see this. See how I can do this. I'm getting better. I just learned to do this. So we'll see how I do. Let's see. Gonna go ahead.
I'm impressed, honey. I don't know how to do the drawing thing. So you're going to have to teach me how to do that.
Okay. Because I just kind of learned on my own. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and hit this. Okay. All right. Everybody get hashtag manifest in there, because I'm going to start collecting comments.
We're going to do the countdown, 10 seconds. 10. So before she starts the thing. So ready? Okay. So we got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, right. Here we go. Gonna draw a name now. Okay, Teresa Ford. is the winner. So Teresa, go into the description box. I've got the phone number, and you go to manifestshop.net. And the link is down there if you forget. And also my phone number, my business phone number is down there. If you want to text me, if you have any trouble, just text me and let me know what it was you chose, and I will send it to you, and I'll give you Mel's office number so you can call there and get your free reading from Mel. So that was really nice.
I liked her little picture. She had a little picture where she was going.
Oh, I got to send you. My grandkids went to the Adams family house. It just looks like the Adams family house, and the whole inside is decorated like that. It was an Airbnb, and my grandkids all dressed like, my granddaughter dressed like Wednesday Addams, and she did all the moves of Wednesday, you know, and she stood in front of the picture. Yeah, she was doing this, and in front of Cousin It, and they were all dressed. They got a family picture. I'll send it to you. It's so cute. And I will tell you guys, I got some good news. I'm going to be a new grandma. I just found out, a couple days ago, I'm going to be a new grandma. So I'm all excited about it. I haven't got to meet him yet, but you know, everybody be prepared. All my other reader friends, be prepared for pictures, because, you know, I'm an annoying grandma. I remember when I first had Aiden, it was his birthday, his first birthday. And somebody said, "Did you get a picture of him?" I go, "Yeah, 110. They go, 110?
He's an amateur.
It's like he smiled. He moved this way. Oh, that's cute. Oh, this is cute. I got to get a picture. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll probably have lots more pictures to come. So thank you, everybody. But I want to ask you, Sheila, what's going on? Anything? You going to have any new people coming on your channel? Any announcements you want to make? How do people reach you for reading? All that.
So, well, tomorrow I'm going to do a video with Loy from Way of Positive Change. However, it's going to be a taped video, so be prepared to come out. It's one of those warning videos, because we're going to get deep. We're going to dive deep into what's going on with the Epstein and Trump, and with Katie Johnson and stuff like that. So if you're not prepared or you can't handle that kind of stuff, don't watch it. But it's going to be an in-depth video that her and I are going to do. And so her and I are going to do that tomorrow. So be prepared. It will be posted tomorrow as well. And I'm going to do all of my little editing magic in there and try to put as much information up there, where to go find it, where all of that stuff. So that's what's coming up. Other than that, I don't have much.
Okay. And if they want to reach you for a reading, because she's really, really a good reader, please subscribe to her if you're not. I can't imagine you're here at my channel and you haven't subscribed to her, but please subscribe to her if you're not, because if you don't know her, she's an amazing person, an amazing reader. And she's my husband. Oh my gosh, my husband. You can't, he sees you on, he's like, who are you watching, Sheila? And he don't do that with nobody else. You know?
Thank you. And I haven't heard anything about Lilac Lantern. I think the last report, she was just taking a break, which sometimes we all need breaks, mental breaks. And she's not an American, so all of this American craziness probably would drive a Canadian mad, because they know, because they're on the roof and they're watching, you know, everything down here. So, but that's all I've heard. I think she's okay. I haven't heard anything other than she's just kind of taking a break. She may have moved. I don't know. So, I think she's okay. There's a lot of them out there. Yeah, there's a lot of readers out there that I haven't seen it in quite a while, but
sometimes you do need a break, especially with politics, you know, because it can get draining, you know, trying to keep up on all this stuff and having to listen to, you know, whose voice, you know, and so, yeah. And especially her not being from this country, I could see where she might be taking a little break, but yeah,
she's probably done with the American.
Yeah, I can't blame her. She may be just reading for the Canadians right now. Who knows, you know, or working.
Yeah, we are the downstairs crackheads. I know.
I know.
We are.
So, I wanted to announce that on Friday, I have Linda G coming on my channel. I'm really excited about that. She's going to be coming on at 3 p.m. Central. Let's see if I get this right. That is 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 Central, 2 Mountain, and 1 Pacific. Because I have messed this up before.
Well,
She told me.
I think so. You're Central, right?
Yep, we're
So
2
you're
hours
12
ahead.
ahead of her.
Yep. So her 1, she said her 1 is when she's coming on.
It's 1, 2 Mountain, 3 Central,
me,
4 Eastern.
Yep. So come and join me and Linda G. We're going to maybe answer some of these questions we didn't get a chance to get to today. If you didn't get your question answered today, come back and you can repost it and we'll go over, or put it in the comments and I'll write it down. So anyway, I'm looking forward to having her on, and then we will. I'm not going to do the paranormal talk Friday because my Tanya, my friend, that will be 3 shows and that's 3 hours. So we're going to wait till the following week and we'll do our paranormal show. So, all right, everybody. So thank you so much. And I'm going to go ahead and put my goodbye on, and I appreciate you guys being here. Bye-bye.